done a really good job, right? And what we were talking about too is like, if you study what her and I do, it's not a lot of business. I mean, it is, but it's not like the clients we're working with. You know, it's not really, it's niche to the trucking industry.
Yeah.
It's more about leadership, recruiting, hiring, retention. Yeah.
People want to work with people. They don't want to work with a logo. You know, they want the human behind it.
And I've always thought too, a picture still says 1,000 words, right? And people still
if LinkedIn's algorithm likes pictures on that day. A poll used to say 1,000 words, and now it's not.
But that's just the ebb and flows of like just the platform. The stuff's going to come hot and stuff's going to go away. But you just got to always be consistent. I think you've seen a lot of people come up for a minute and then they kind of drip back out. Where I think that's why I said that's why I wanted to stop you, because the last 18 months you've gotten more. You went all in.
Thank you. Yeah,
right?
I did.
And that's why I was
changing my position in the company to have time for that, and to really have time to think and get creative writing in and be inspired, and spend a lot of time on my feed to be inspired by other content out there.
And I always say too, either you're watching or you're doing, right? And so there's so many people that just like look forward to like your post or my post or her post because they don't have the creative ability or.
But you don't have to.
It's not even the creative ability, no. And it's just like
engage. Like I've gotten some days where I've like gained the most followers is because I commented.
And that spreads out the way the algorithms move. And that's why I think too, having that catchy tagline and like a really good photo that's maybe a little bit of a differentiator is still going to spread out there. Yeah. So when it says top recruiter, when she says recruiter by heart, or you know whatever it is, it's like that's still going to broadcast out, and that's going to resonate with somebody. Like, who's this person?
Yeah.
And then they can go follow you, and then it's just like this back channel game that occurs.
It's all, I mean, recruiting, brokerage, it's all the same. That like you need to have your brand out there, because when people need a recruiter, they need a recruiter. When they need a load shipped, it's like I need to find it.
Top of mind.
Top of mind, exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
What logo do you remember, and what face do you remember? And
definitely.
Yeah. So.
And I interrupted you guys. I feel really bad, but
good.
I'm actually curious. What were you talking about before I interrupted you?
That's what
I strategically stopped her and was just telling Charlie, I'm like, hey, just kind of like as a fan, and we've known each other for a decade plus, but I'm like, as a fan, I've seen the progression occur. And then actually what we were talking about is her getting into more of a leadership role.
Okay.
Because I mean, that I feel like my next evolution, just still being so in it still, it's hard for me to remove because I still love working deals, but it works.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I know, it took me a long time. But I was an employee at my own company for 8 years, but I liked it that way. And it really, it took Chad and Eric leaving to all of a sudden I was like, wait, this is my name on the company, and the only way I can lead is if I get rid of the day-to-day.
Yeah.
It's not closing more deals. It's not kind of being the driving revenue source. It's kind of getting that done through others. I mean, that's a true business versus a job.
Yeah. I'm working on the business
not
instead
in
of
the business.
Yeah, definitely.
You know all the buzzwords, right?
Yeah,
and I know them too. But she actually did it, so it's like it's just that next evolution.
Yeah, no, but where it gets hard is once you get past 30,000 connections, because connections are one thing. It's mutual. Like people want to connect back with you. LinkedIn cuts you off at 30,000, and a lot of people don't know that, and they get very offended when I don't accept their connection.
It's not personal.
No, but I was just telling friends I hover at 29,990. Intentionally, because once you get to 30, you can't get connection requests. So I still want the request to engage with people and be like, I'll follow you if you follow me. But the last 10,000 followers have been the hardest by far, because they have to come to me. I can't go to them.
But the thing we were talking about, and the thing we were talking about too is like, you know, LinkedIn's a free platform. And like we scream from the mountaintops and how amazing it is, because, you know, she can post something and get 50, 60, 100,000 views. I'm like, imagine walking out here into a football stadium, going and feeling like just walking into the Padres Stadium with 60,000 people who just saw something that you put out that day for free. You can't put a price tag on that.
This conference, there's 1,500 people here. That's it.
Add a couple
zeros. Think of like, it'd be a great opportunity to get in front of everyone, but you could also post one thing on LinkedIn
and again, and here's the beautiful part: you have the ability to control the narrative. Like either people are going to talk about you, or you can tell them what you want them to know about you. And so, like I've always taken that mindset too, about like, let me just show you who I am. And again, that's what we're talking about. We don't show business. You show hiking. You show with your kids. You show out there at conferences. I paid attention.
Mindful leadership, exactly.
I actually missed that. I was going to be there today, and I got stuck in the main one.
You know my spiel.
But that's what we were talking about, is just kind of the reality of that.
Yeah, I love it.
This is an important topic, though. I bet this is going to keep coming up in these conferences.
We filmed the whole thing, so.
Well, and the whole thing,
Oh, you did?
Yeah, Derek got the whole thing.
I think, too, a lot of these companies, they still hold back the reins on their people from the personal branding standpoint because they see it as a threat. And I just think, like,
so
people
many people have said that to me. They're like, I have to, there's an approval process where if I want to post something on LinkedIn, I have to submit it, and then it usually takes 3 or 4 days, and it's like, that topic's not relevant anymore.
Yeah.
Like, really? I would never, ever, I mean, I guess it all comes back to, if you hire the right people, and you instill your values, and you trust them, then they should be able to speak freely and send a message.
People are your biggest component and your biggest cheerleaders. Like, put them out there. That's your number one competitive advantage. Why would you not want to showcase that, yeah, they're rolling with me, they're wearing my jersey, right? And you can't ask the people just to always post the company's logo. It's personal branding. That's the page that like you own. Showcase you. But that's what you're going to resonate with a customer, a client, a shipper, a friend that's going to be like, wow, that looks like a cool place to work.
Yeah.
Right?
FreightCaviar does a good job with that.
100%.
Yeah,
those guys
Josh
are in our
does a really
backyard.
good job with that.
Yeah.
And they do one thing that I tell a lot of companies. I'm like, create a movie trailer. Like, what does a movie trailer do? It's 2 minutes to draw you in and be like, wow, that looks like something I would see.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know why more companies don't do what you guys are doing. Walk through, show visually the people, the atmosphere, the environment. It's a way to convey culture as opposed to just tell you what it's like on a website.
So
you get to see it and feel it.
We're filming like a day in the life of like Warp in LA with like the Warp guys. So it's cool. It's fun. Like Derek's doing a great job.
And I think that vlog world got hot. I mean, the Paul brothers, right? Like no one knew like Jake and Logan were, but that's all they did was like follow us around and show us your life, and that resonated with people. And the rest, no, we're older, so we grew up in the real world era of TV, but you know, but that was the first gist into it.
Yeah, definitely.